frequently asked question on employment laws. So we will deal with very specific situational problems.
Yes.
Okay, the first one would be, what is the usual procedure for retrenchment, and what are the remedies for a retrenched employee?
Yes. First and foremost, as per the law, all employees must report or inform the department concerned of the intention to retrench. Those days, they just retrench without informing anybody.
Okay.
In spite of that, even we have a situation, although some people claim that it's quite remote, but a situation whereby employees just close their gate. In the morning, for instance, people come, wanted to report for work, and they found that the gate been closed, and they just a small notice to say that your service no longer required. This is rather uncalled for, especially when you talk about Malaysia. It's not 50 or 60 years ago. We are now in a different era. But coming back to this point, that employer must inform of the intention of retrenching the employees. But we do find that some employers use this as an excuse to retrench the employees. And as for the employee, if they have a union, of course, they have to report to the union. First and foremost, even in the case of where in that particular establishment, or company, or enterprise, there is a union in existence, and the union had a collective agreement signed between the employer and the union. Of course, there are certain procedure in that collective agreement, which means that not only that they have to inform the department, they have to also inform the union, and then they'll have to also inform the employees concerned. That is very important. And then there'll be some kind of discussion or meeting between the union and the employer to justify the need to retrench employees. And of course, sometimes some proposal to be made by the union in order to ease the lessen the burden, lessen the impact of the retrenchment. That is why sometimes proposal made in terms of maybe some other way of not necessarily to retrench en bloc, or maybe some other proposal to cushion the impact. As for the retrenched employees, of course, as I mentioned just now, they have to report to the union, and the union must take up the matter if they feel that this is not fairly done on the part of the employer.
But in the absence of a union, like probably a smaller...
That is why I think back to the issue of the law, and of course the workers must report this matter to department concerned, particularly the Department of Labour and Department of Industrial Relations, which then have to act fast and tackling these issues. For instance, like the issue of whether justification to retrench, and whether the procedure is right or not, or whether the procedure has been followed or otherwise. Because normally we talk about the retrench, the normal principle of last in, first out coming to the play. And now we're talking about a lot of complaints that we receive here, and I do see that they kept workers from outside and they retrench local workers. This also creates...
Is it foreign workers?
Yes, yes. Rather tension among both the local workers and the foreign workers. Yes.
So, what can I do if I'm an aggrieved party, if I was not happy with the retrenchment program or the compensation offered?
Yeah, again, the issue is that if you have the union, then you go back to your union, and union must take up the matter.
Okay.
If you are not having the union, of course, you can file a case under Section 20.
Okay.
Or you can file under this complaint to the Labour Office. You know.
the same step that we should take.
That's right. But then I think if you feel that you are treated unfairly on the part of the employer, then you have to file a case. You mustn't wait. In fact, they can come to NTUC or the offices of NTUC that we have, for instance, like in Pulau Pinang, in Kuching, in Perak, in Johor. They can complain and we can bring their matter up.
So, can my employer terminate me if I'm on probationary period within 24 hours? That means ask me to leave within 24 hours.
No, more often than not, in the contract of service offered to the employees, they'll have certain provision or clause that they say that within this period of probationary, either party can terminate the service by giving notice of 24 hours or whatever. Or there are certain provision there which normally used by the employer to terminate the employees, and they will say that no, your performance not to the up to the standard, therefore we do not require your service.
That's absolutely legal because it's just their employment contract.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that the people cannot raise the matter up. I think they can still raise the matter up. Okay.
And can I be sacked or terminated without going through any form of domestic inquiry proceedings?
Theoretically, employer cannot simply terminate the employee. Of course, they want to have a simplest way of terminating the employees, or sacking the employees. That is why we have the terminology of termination, simpliciter and all that. But if you talk about natural justice, you must allow a party to be heard. Meaning that if you charge them, then you must go through the process of domestic inquiry in order to adhere to the natural justice principle.
So that means if I'm terminated, I should have undergone proceedings or domestic inquiry.
Yes,
I should be given a chance to
Yeah, of course.
myself.
In fact, the law says that.
So
As per the Employment Act. But the issue is this, I think some of the people are not covered under that particular act. So that is why sometimes there are several decisions, including the High Court and Court of Appeal, as far as the issue of domestic inquiry, whether to have inquiry or not to have inquiry and so on. But I'm saying this, that if you're talking about natural justice, if you're talking about equity, good conscience and all that, then of course this is important. And no point of talking about the corporate social responsibility and talk about big thing, but the basic thing we are ignoring it. That's important. Of course, under the law, for certain category of employees, that's compulsory. You have to go through that.
What if I want to terminate myself or resign, and can they refuse? My employer refuse my resignation?
No, they can't, because that is tantamount to that. What we are not in the autocratic kind of state. We have the right to terminate our own contract for reason good for us. For instance, that I'm offered a better job somewhere with a better perk and better salary. You can't just say no. You cannot resign. Why should I? Unless you say that I double the salary what been offered to you on the other kind. That's different story, isn't it? You cannot deny my right. If so long as I follow the procedure as stipulated, and I do not go against any law and all that, you cannot stop me from resigning.